I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. Yeah, it was a long road trip for us. We're in altitude for a really long time. But I don't really think it affected us. I don't know. Yes, no, maybe, who knows? But I think we had good at bats. I think we just couldn't pick up those big hits that we needed, that we've been doing for the last month, and we just couldn't get that big hit. So I think that was the only big difference.
Happy Monday. Welcome to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. I am Marty Caswell, and that is Jake Garegnani. Jake, first and foremost.
Oh my, look at you. Got the whole lightsaber ready. Does it light up?
I do. It does. But wait a second. I had this whole introduction. Oh yeah, baby. There we go.
Just realized today was May 4th. Just realized that.
Wait a second. I caught you before you headed to CBS for your show. If you want, you can stop by Pacific Beach on your way in and you can grab. I have 5 lightsabers. Only 2 of them are working properly right now. If you need more props, I have my Millennium Falcon coffee mug. So listen, whatever you need, I'm not a nerd, but I'm here for you. And now I can't turn off my lightsabers. How do I do this?
I didn't realize you were such a big Star Wars fan. Is this August stuff or is this Marty stuff? Is Marty a big Star Wars fan?
It's August stuff, and I can't turn off the lightsaber.
Now I love it. You should just let it run throughout this entire live show, just as background noise. People will realize it's May the 4th. Actually, the only reason I recognized after you did that it was May the 4th is, did you see Dustin May yesterday starting?
No.
He wears number 3 for the Cardinals, and it was May 3rd, and Dustin May was pitching wearing number 3. It's kind of cool. May 3rd, Dustin May. Anyways, that's a heck of an intro.
All right, good deal. All right, Jake, listen, I didn't get to see you over the weekend because I was not at the game Saturday when CBS had the Padres and the White Sox, but I did see you in pregame yesterday because congratulations to you. You were part of the Padres Fantasy Camp Championship. You guys actually had a trophy celebration on the field. I saw Mark Loretta. I see our old friend Major Garrett of CBS there. So congratulations to you. I had no idea this was happening.
Yeah, well, thank you. They invited me out like a year ago to cover fantasy camp, but when you cover it, you got to be a part of it, which is very cool. I played college baseball and stuff, so it was fun to kind of put the cleats back on and play again and get competitive. And we led the fantasy camp league in VAR, Marty, vibes above replacement. That team was a lot of good people, a lot of great times, and just so happened to win a championship. I will say, I think Mark Loretta and Mudd, they were my coaches. I think I was about to be the first person they ever cut from fantasy camp. I had to talk them off the ledge from cutting me from their team, but luckily Lowe and Mudd they held on to me.
Okay, I'm so glad, by the way, you mentioned VAR because I'm not sure where to start with this Padres team. And the last time you and I talked was before Colorado, Mexico City, and the Padres vibes were through the roof, right? Yeah. They had won every single series. They were like the comeback kids. They found their slug. They found momentum. And I'm telling you right now, I was at 2 of the 3 games versus the White Sox, and the vibe seems kind of dead. You have these Padres players searching for answers. Maybe Xander Bogaerts, right, with the bogey moment that provided some spark, and the Padres celebrated almost like it was a walk-off home run because they just needed to get a win, right? When nothing's going your way, you'll take anything you can get. What is this team? What's your sense of the Padres?
I still think the vibes are fine. I think that was a frustrating couple series between the Cubs and the White Sox for sure. And I think some of that frustration was showing in what we call the vibes, right? And I think they know they're a better team than the White Sox, and they should have played a lot better in that series against the White Sox in particular. Yesterday's win, as funny as it sounds, was kind of a big one. Like, you get swept by the White Sox, you want to talk about vibes going down. So I thought it was great they got that win, especially when you couple it with Griffin Canning. And I know we'll get into him more, but the fact that he was exactly what they needed in the moment for him to come back, pitch as well as he did, get that win, feel good going up into San Francisco and facing a Giants team that's not very good. So you expect to go win that series. But I think to answer your question in total is I think this team is a good baseball team, and they have good vibes, and they hit maybe what is just a small rough patch there between the Cubs and the White Sox there. But I don't really worry about the vibes of this team. I think Craig Stammen has them in a good spot mentally. But I do think, with that being said, there is frustration levels being shown, especially, obviously Manny got that one yesterday, but you know how he was playing. Tatis clearly frustrated. You and I have talked to him in the clubhouse many a times, and he just doesn't really know what's going on with the unluckiness of it. The Cronenworth, there's frustration showing with some of these offensive players. But I think at the end of the day, all that said, and this team still has 20 wins, one of 7 teams, I think, in Major League Baseball with 20 wins. They're in a pretty good spot, I think.
I think if you're the Padres, you can go ahead and look around what's happening the rest of your division right now, because the Dodgers have what? They had a 4-game losing streak that was snapped yesterday. They haven't homered. For all the talk of the Padres' lack of slug, that starts with Tatis, who has 0 home runs here on May 4th, which I still cannot believe I am saying. The Dodgers went 6 straight games without hitting a home run, which I think is their most since 2014. Ohtani is hitless in 4 straight games. So you're talking about the struggles the Padres are having. There's teams that are having the same problems. Listen, nobody wants to hear that, because you want to take advantage when the rest of the teams in your division are struggling, and the Padres have not yet done that. Speaking of Tatis, and it's inescapable, he got an off day yesterday, which honestly I found a little bit strange, because I had this conversation with Darren when we spoke earlier on Friar territory, that when you're going through a skid offensively, you probably want your best players on the field, and Tatis was given an off day. I know Craig Stammen was asked about whether or not it was a mental off day. He said, no, he's mentally strong. That isn't it. But I'm telling you, until we see a version of Tatis, those questions are going to continue. I want to play this real quick clip, because I asked Manny, I think it was the last homestand, about what his advice for Tatis when he is struggling. And it still applies today, because it really hasn't changed. This is Manny Machado talking about Tatis and the offensive struggle. I'm sure Fernando was frustrated he has not hit a home run yet. What do you tell him?
It's a long season. I mean, it don't matter. It really doesn't, honestly. I mean, we're all human beings. Let's be honest. We all get frustrated when we don't get hits. We want to hit. We want to play well. We want to do a lot of these things, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. But it's a long season. At the end of the year, he's going to be up there with a lot of them, and you're not even going to remember this part of the season. So, I mean, we're all human beings. We're all upset, and I'm sure he is as well.
All right, so there's Manny Machado bringing in the human factor, which I think is important to remember. But I just wonder, when, and the whole thing of it's a long season, when is it no longer a long season? When do you start to worry? When is it time? And I know, listen, Craig Stammen, that guy walks into the post game with the same demeanor, whether it's a win like yesterday, a comeback win, a resounding win or loss. What's up, guys? How you doing? And you cannot tell from his demeanor. But when do you internally start to wonder about Fernando and worry about him?
I mean, I'm concerned, and I think I typically lean in the idea of, it'll be fine, it'll be all right. But I think you watch a lot of what's going on. And I get the hard hit rate thing. Like, we've all talked about how hard he's hitting the ball, and people like to chalk that up as unlucky. And there definitely have been times that he's been unlucky. But you get to May 4th, and you're one of 3 qualified hitters in all of Major League Baseball that doesn't have a home run. That's concerning. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care what stats say this and that. That's concerning for a guy that has typically had pop and slug in his career. And I think also you kind of look at the evolution of his swing. And I don't want to get in the nitty-gritty of breaking down a swing, but you could just tell it's different. He's been tinkering with it a lot, right? And so I think until he figures out exactly what he wants to do with the swing, or however he needs to get it lined up, I think there is a level of concern for Fernando Tatis Jr. That being said, I do think it's a guy that, if he is your big problem, I don't know. You kind of trust that he's going to work it out. You kind of trust that he'll get there. I have more concern for maybe a Jake Cronenworth than I do for a Fernando Tatis Jr. in a sense of will they turn it around throughout this season? But definitely, I mean, it is mind-boggling, Marty, that he does not have a home run yet. It's just crazy. All that said, though, he obviously makes a big difference defensively. He obviously makes a big difference on the base paths. And if the slug isn't going to be there this season, there's concern for that. I think it's as simple as that.
How about for Jackson Merrill?
He's a guy that I think for Jackson Merrill, I said this on CBS 8 when we had the show on Saturday. I got asked the exact same question. And I think because he's so early in his career, baseball's such a game of punch, counter punch. And what I mean by that is, he came up, obviously tore the cover off the baseball in his rookie year, and then people started to make adjustments to Jackson Merrill. And now it's Jackson's turn to try and make adjustments back. And that's so much of this game when you're early in your career, is that kind of punch, counter punch. So I definitely have less worry about Jackson kind of figuring it out and putting it all together than like I mentioned, maybe a Jake or somebody that's been in the league a lot longer.
I would agree. All right, Jake, when does CBS have the next Padres game? Because you had Saturday night, I think you had Jason Adam, right, in the pregame interview. Great to see him back. And by the way, speaking of the Padres bullpen, and it's so strange to see Mason Miller start to be a little bit human and give up a hit yesterday, although he struck out the side for the 6th time this season. Good returns for Jeremiah Estrada. My favorite thing about Jeremiah Estrada, right? The early conversation with this guy was best shape of his life, best shape of his baseball life, right? He lost some weight, but that apparently affected his velocity. So he put on some more weight when he was rehabbing for the Padres, and he looked like the velocity's back up. He looked like the Jeremiah Estrada of old. So here's a lesson learned, Jake. Don't go on a diet.
Don't go on a diet.
Let's just go, right?
I love to hear that. I'm glad. I needed to hear that personally, actually. Yeah, Jeremiah looked wonderful when he got in there. It was funny. I asked Jason Adam on Saturday. I go, so your closer's washed now, right? Gave up a couple runs. He's pretty much done for. And Jason jokingly said, yeah, it's over with. What Mason's doing is unbelievable. It's great to see Jason back. I talked a lot to him about kind of his road to recovery and an injury. You know, we all see when they're back on the mound, but we don't see that battle and that grind that it is for them to get back on the mound. And Jason's such an awesome dude. And that was a really cool conversation that's up on my social media. If people want to hear the whole thing, I don't want to just reiterate it. And to answer your first question, our next game isn't until like June 27th, I believe, on CBS 8. So we have a break, and then we have like 8 straight Saturdays or something. So there's a bit of a break. We'll obviously be down there plenty, just as far as actually on our air, not until I think late June.
Wow. Okay. So yesterday in postgame, I actually wanted to ask you in Mexico City. I really, really am bummed I did not get to go. I hope that you had an extra margarita on my behalf. What was the best part of that trip? And I don't know, I'm not sure what kind of cameras you brought with you. Did you get to zero in on the suite and get a good shot of Kwanzaa Jones and Jose Feliciano?
I was looking for Jose and Kwanzaa all day Sunday because we heard they were going to be there. I was hoping for the big break of my career. I was hoping I could kind of sneak Jose off to the side. First interview, for the Padre fans and blow up as a reporter. Unfortunately, it did not happen. I did not set eyes on them. I did talk to Dennis Lynn, who kind of was the one that really started rolling that story, saying that they were going to be there. And it sounded like they were for sure there. They obviously lost that game, which was a bit of a bummer. But Mexico City was fantastic, Marty. We talked about this 3 years ago when we were down there. It's such an amazing culture. They love, love, love baseball. It's this celebration of baseball and culture all combined. You want to talk about vibes, man, that Estadio Alfredo Harpe Lou, all the fans there. There were so many San Diegans down there. I mean, we walked around that concourse. It was like being the Beatles for a little bit. People were stopping us every 5 steps going, oh, it's so great to see you guys down here. It's so cool. And a lot of people flew in, and there was a lot of people on our flight from TJ. So just a really, really amazing atmosphere. I sure hope they continue to go down there. I was talking with my photographer, and I go, I wonder, because I believe it was the Rockies and Astros who played there last year. I go, I wonder if the vibes were the same or similar last time we were down there in Mexico City. Darren in the house now, by the way. We got to get Darren down to Mexico City. When are you coming down, baby?
I've been down. I was there before you were. So yeah, good. I was already down there this year. We have this other team in town that's not named the Padres, so I went down there and hung out with them. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Do you guys know each other? Jake, Darren,
yeah.
Jake. Oh, you do.
Oh yeah.
He's my SDFC expert as well. I go to him for all my SDFC talk as well. Hey. That was a tough one.
Well, I'm supposed to. Yeah, that was. We could write a book about all the tough moments of this season so far. If it's not one thing or it's another, right? So, anyhow, yeah, Jake actually. Last time I saw him, he was complimenting me on my pants, my Adidas pants. So I got to get you hooked up with a link there as well. So you can ride in comfort like the rest of us.
Good looking guy. What can I tell you? I love
from the waist down.
Compliments, baby. From the waist down.
Darren, you missed my extravagant open for today. I did locate my lightsabers in honor of May the 4th be with you.
I like it.
Yes, only 2 of them. So here we go. Before we move on to the next topic, this is always controversial. What's the best Star Wars movie?
You're asking the wrong guy. Sorry. I know I'm going to get roasted, but I don't really follow Star Wars that well.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
The one with Darth Maul's cool.
It's been nice knowing you, Jake.
I know.
Appreciate our time with your
There goes
show.
my whole career.
I would say, 4, 5, or 6, obviously the ones that I'm old enough to have seen in the movie theater. So like the original ones that I think were chronologically 4, 5, and 6, but actually 1, 2, and 3 in terms of the actual release date. And then for me, I'm going way ahead to Rogue One. I know that's sort of an offshoot, but Rogue One was brilliant. I mean, what a movie that was.
It set everything up. Empire and then Rogue One. The violence with Darth Vader at the end was fantastic. I loved it. And I think Jake has no idea what we're talking about because like Jackson Merrill, the only part that he associates with is like Jar Jar Binks and the prequel, which is freaking awful. So
how does Jake look this good, by the way? I mean, showered, hair done. I'm feeling very self-conscious. He's
getting,
he's
look at guys. Darren, you look
okay. Better. I wish I could do that.
That's for your clicks.
That looks good.
What kind of product you putting in there? What do you got? Mousse?
No, my wife buys it. It's just a little I think it's actually called Anchor Gel, funny enough. It's like TV Anchor Gel.
Yeah.
Because my whole life is just a cliche, Darren. We all know that. So yeah.
You are an anchor man.
It should be called Anchorman Gel. And by the way, listen, we all have to be proactive in this business, right? Because we are in a great, and an awful business where you never know. You need to launch your own line of hair products for anchor men and anchor women. Makeup, hair, everything. Because I know this. I mean, I already know this. I know this from talking to Bob Scanlon and Mike Pomerantz. Your makeup line is far better than anything I've ever had in my entire life. So you should make your own line, just like Selena Gomez does. Have your own.
Nobody would buy anything off of me.
I don't know about that.
I don't think anyone's buying anything off of me.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
When you got it, you got it. You got it. Not just saying. Anyhow,
I guess
don't mean to make it weird.
Sell some tattoo creams for post-tattoo. I'd have better luck selling that stuff. Look at my guys inked up.
I just bought a tattoo cream actually from a company called Harry's.
Now I'm selling stuff. We're on to something. We're gonna get to Garegnani tattoo bomb for Aaron Smith.
You a tattoo guy?
I've got a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it, but I got a bunch.
Okay, good. I like it though. You keep it, so that the camera doesn't catch it. But yeah, there's actually this tattoo cream. I don't know if you've heard of it, called Harry's, and it literally is better than what do they ask you to put on? Aquaphor, stuff like that. Way better. Yeah. This actually does things differently to the ink under the skin that helps raise it up a little bit and keep it clear. So even some older tattoos, I don't know how old some of your tattoos are, but I've had a couple of old ones that this absolutely, everybody's body chemistry is different, but I would say, Jake, if you're looking for something, I will pass that along when we're done.
I need it. I just got this one done on my chest, so I need it.
I'll show you.
Without taking
your shirt
off
the
my
other
shirt.
way.
Without taking off my shirt on Marty's show, I'll send you a picture sometime.
All right,
no, you could.
This has gone off the rails. And
sorry, should I leave? Did I take this in the wrong place? Were you guys
fantastic.
having real serious baseball talk?
No, this is better. Hey, Darren, listen, I know. Okay, well, we can have a serious baseball talk with John Conniff because you can talk to him about the new hot guy for the Padres right now, which is Ethan Salas. And I know that I think you were joking last week on Friar territory when you said that he's increasing his trade value. So we can have that. He is. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
But
if you need a starting pitcher, I just saw the news that Tariq Skubal is down for a while.
Wow.
But if you need somebody, they've traded Leo DeVries. So what's the holdup here?
Are you a starting pitcher away from being from being an absolute force, or do you have to really figure out what this offense is all about?
Well, are you a starting pitcher going down from being a farce?
Done. Right? Yes.
Okay.
100%.
No, I mean, maybe farce is a little. I'm just playing off the word force, but Jake, you deal with another one of these. I think that you're in a window of contention and you don't have a ton of prospect capital. Yeah. I know John Conniff will talk to us a little bit about the prospect capital that is there. But if you have to do something that could bring you major league value that is similar in concept to Mason Miller, what would be the hesitation on that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they've proven many a times, and AJ especially, that there is no hesitation, right, to go out and get that piece. I think this staff has done a good job of getting to this point in this season. There's been starts there from Buehler and Herman Marquez, but it's like That's clearly not sustainable for 162. I think Griffin Canning coming back yesterday was a big piece. But, I think Marty and I have talked about this before. I don't have a whole lot of hope in actual innings out of Nick Pivetta or Joe Musgrove this season. So if you are that starting pitcher away, I think you highly have to consider it, considering that this team, like I mentioned before, has 20 wins and just one of 7 teams showing that they're a true contender. So, yeah, you got to go out and get an arm if you can. I
think so, too. See, we're on the same page. Marty, I don't know. You just seem like you're surprised. We would mention this. It's a nice option to have that he's playing well for myriad reasons.
It's a great option to have. I just like right now, my opinion on the Padres changes from week to week. And maybe Darren, you and I had those comments earlier from Manny about yes, no, maybe as to whether the Padres were affected by Mexico City. I'm just trying to figure out what this team is offensively because I really don't get it right now. And they haven't even had one guy really. You haven't had Manny carry the team, Fernando, Jackson, Merrill. It hasn't happened yet. So I think I want to see more before I watch the Padres go ahead and trade the guy who's considered one of their best, a former untouchable prospect. But we'll see, because we can ask that of John Conniff, who I believe. Huh?
What's untouchable? What are you talking? Untouchable.
You know what?
Untouchable doesn't exist under AJ Preller.
All right.
They've traded Mackenzie Gore. They've traded Leo DeVries. I mean, listen, and I don't mean to do this because, I love the catcher position. I think it's one of the most unique, has been one of the most unique positions in all of sports. But frankly, with ABS, pitch framing isn't as important as it used to be. Games are now being called from the dugout.
Yep.
So, unless he's going to be an incredibly, offensively dynamic type of player, I even think he's lost a little bit of that. But I mean, the way this game is changing so much now with PitchCom and ABS, it's I hate it because I love the catching position, as everybody knows, but it's not the same as it used to be. So it makes me sad.
Quad box. Marty's got the red zone channel going on here.
I do have the red zone. Hey,
Scott Anson would be jealous.
I love this. All right, before we welcome John Conniff and Mad Friars to the show, I want to play this one question I asked Ethan Salas back in spring training. Give me 1 second, guys. Here we go. One thing that you want to go ahead and prove this season.
Yeah, that I'm Ethan Salas, and that I'm the player that I know I am, and ultimately go out and prove that I'm a winner. Yeah.
And then we're going to trade you. Then we're going to trade you for a starting pitcher. John Conniff, you met Darren Smith, of course, and you met Jake Garegnani on a previous show. Welcome to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. It is great to see you, and I'm sure the clicks are up because when Ethan Salas is going, baby, San Antonio missions. Here comes
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right. Look great. I think last time I was on with Jake and Marty, you guys asked me who was the next prospect that AJ would package in a trade. So that's how.
And why is that Crew Schoolcraft?
It's an evergreen question. I mean, it's just the way it goes around here.
Well, I heard the part that Darren was speaking about, the packaging of Mackenzie Gore and Leo DeVries last year, and I think that's a really good point. But just when you go into it a little deeper, especially with James Wood, was a guy they really didn't want to trade, is you got to look at who they were trading him for. So for Juan Soto, yeah, I would probably move him then. And, Leo DeVries, as much as I always like how you give me credit for saying the goal of the minor leagues is to make the major league system better, Darren. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, our friends in San Antonio do not share the same love of my statement on that. So they're a little bitter on that. But I think with all these, it just depends who it's for.
Mm-hmm.
If the Pirates decide that, they're not going to sign Paul Skeens, and they want to talk to the Padres about Cruz Schoolcraft and Ethan Salas for 3 years of control for Skeens, they'd do it.
Yes.
But I don't think that they're going to trade Ethan Salas for someone like a Lucas Giolito or that thing, because Ethan has really taken a much bigger turn for the better than even someone like me, who's pretty much an optimist, suspected he would this year. He's having a great year.
Do you think, John, because I think Ethan Salas is one of the most misunderstood players I've ever seen as far as a prospect coming up, where obviously he was like 16 years old when the Padres signed him. People got really hyped up about him. He kind of burst onto the scene a little bit, and then he battled injury. He had a down year, and it felt like half the people just gave up on the dude before he was 19 years old. and now he's starting to produce in the minor leagues. And I feel like people are kind of back on the Ethan Salas train, but I tend to think people forget how young this kid is and how much work he still has to do. But I think he's very, very misunderstood as far as a prospect goes. And I still think he's going to be great.
Well, I think the big problem was he came up when he was about a month before he turned 17. He struggled the first month in Lake Elsinore. He had a great second month. And then I think I went on with Darren and Marty when they were at one of their other shows. And when they promoted him all the way up to AA, I thought that was a giant mistake. Mm-hmm. And then he came back in spring training. And I think there was something with the Padres and Salas about where he would start. And Fort Wayne, he started to try to hit a home run every time up at the plate. That didn't work out so well. Then he got hurt last year, but probably being hurt was one of the best things that happened to him. He put on about 15 to 20 pounds. And a big thing with Salas was they had him watch just a ton of video because he couldn't do anything. And they threw about every hitting instructor at him that they could. And he really, when you watch him, he's taking much better at bats. He has a vastly better approach. He's not swinging like in the first three pitches as much as he was at Fort Wayne. I think when David J. and I, who's another writer at Mad Friars, we saw him in the spring breakout game, what really got to us was, he hit a home run, but he pulled it to right field, and it was on the ninth pitch. He had a very good idea of, what he wanted to hit and what strikes he didn't. So I think this is right now, it's 1 month, but there is a lot of reasons to be very optimistic about Salas. And as far as if Preller would trade someone, he has about a 2-year window where he has to win right now. These guys are getting older, but I think it would take someone really special to get him to move Salas, in my opinion.
Right. And I think right before you came on, John, that's pretty much what I said, not for just, middle of the rotation kind of arm, but if you can bring somebody in here who would bring in, however you would do this exchange rate. But if you were able to bring somebody in here who could add to the major league roster, similarly to how Mason Miller did last year now into this year, then to your point, you do have this window, and plus we have this ownership switch over here. So who even really knows how everybody's future is viewed at this point? So, again, it's not that I just am 100% convinced that you should, but I'm 100% convinced that you could, and that you should be open-minded about it. If you can get that, like you said, not for a Lucas Giolito type, not for somebody just at the deadline, but if there's truly somebody special, somebody that can bring in the value that we saw with Mason Miller, who changes the complexity of your team, then yeah, like the history is already there. It's already done. So I don't see what
I like Leo DeVries a lot. I think I came on with Marty last year and I was talking about that. And, he had a really good first month. And I remember Marty was going, okay, when's he in San Antonio? And then the next 2 months, he kind of struggled a little bit. You kind of want to see what, we go back to Ethan, what he'll do the next couple months. But to Darren's point, you're getting Mason Miller for 4 years of control. You're getting Mason Miller this year for $4 million, who is, I don't think it's a question. He's the best closer in the game.
No one's complaining. No one's complaining right now about that trade. There's zero. Right now, there are currently 0 Padres fans complaining about that. Well, until he blows the save, and then
Marty, the sweatshirt that you're wearing right now, the Missions guys have a slightly different view than you do,
because both of those guys could be there right now.
Yeah, they would think both of them would be there right now. But I think Leo DeVries would be a really good player. I think he'll probably. I don't know if he's going to be a shortstop. He could be a third baseman. There's a question about where he would play in San Diego with all those long-term contracts. But I think. I'm with Marty on this too. There's no way I would not have made that trade at all, period. And I like Leo a lot.
Is Darren frozen?
I think a little bit, yes.
He's got a heck of a stare. Oh, he's back.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at stats. I can do multiple things on the screen. So I was literally just I have the stats of Salas and DeVries up on the screen. So
yeah, they're both leaders in the
I was listening to John and I was paying attention to these numbers. Yeah, they're both doing really well. They're both like sort of right there next to each other in terms of what they're doing in AA.
But I will say this, as someone who saw, Tatis and saw James Wood, as much as I did like Leo, yeah, and this isn't a shot, but Leo is not Tatis or James Wood. He was a very, very good player. I think it's a good trade for, the Oakland A's. Like a good analogy is if if Darren and I have a race and Darren wants to win the 400, I want to win the 100 yard. If I win one and Darren wins other, I mean, we both won. I mean, it's a good trade for the A's. It was a good trade for the Padres.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that one. How is his catching? And I was just saying, like, the catcher position, I don't love where this is all going with ABS and some of the other stuff, but the other organizations now, 100% of the pitches are being called from the dugout. That stinks. So, how is his catching perceived, though, in AA?
Well, no one ever had a question with his catching.
Right. They thought he was almost big league ready from the time he signed, right?
Pretty much. I mean, like, that was the guy I think we disagreed with the most when we were doing our top 20 for Mad Friars this year about where he would be. Because I couldn't name anybody that hit that badly in high A that would come up and do that well in AA. And to be fair, David J liked him a lot. And, I always like David J's opinions. The only one who likes his opinions more is probably David J. Enjoys David J's opinions more. But he's done really well. There's a huge change from what we saw. We were there for 5 days of spring training. It was a remarkable change in what he has done. But to kind of go back to Jake's point, the only guy who got more negative stuff on him was Luis Campusano. And Campusano I saw last year in El Paso. He was really good. And anytime I would say he looks really good, you would have, just kind of this thing like, oh, anybody can hit in El Paso and blah, blah, blah. Well, Luis was the only guy in the PCO at 1,000 OPS last year. I mean, the pitchers, from what I understand, really liked throwing to him a lot. But then again, in AAA, it's a lot different than the major leagues. There's nobody that's a 17th round draft pick out of Duquesne that's going, hey, I don't want to throw to one of the Padres' top prospects. Right. You should go find me someone else. So, but, he's a tough guy, can dig it out of the dirt. And I think Craig Stammen deserves a lot of credit because other two managers, they couldn't figure out how to work with this guy. And, Luis has had some well-known, and I think he's been open about it, some anxiety issues and things like that. Darren's frozen again. And
Darren's looking at stats.
I don't think. Yeah, if only my wife listened to me with such intent, I'd be happy. But
okay, real guys, really quick.
No, I'm literally also reading Mad Friars right now. I'm reading the farm report.
Luis was really good.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys, there is banging upstairs because there's new tenants upstairs and the construction workers are over and they're doing complete remodeling upstairs. So there's been nonstop banging for the past.
Yeah, it's not distracting at all.
I apologize. I am.
Hey,
so
Marty, I'm trying to get this in before a plumber comes into my house. So, I mean, I'm with you on that. So don't worry about that.
Can you not mute that mic when you're not talking? What is the deal over there?
Sorry.
Before we get too offline, I'm going to run here in a minute, but I do want to say one thing to John's point that I've been saying this all season long about the Campusano thing. I don't think Stammen and his staff will get enough credit for what they have done with Luis Campusano in this idea of empowerment and being like, this is the first time in Luis Campusano's career at the big league level, he was told, you're a part of this team. Don't worry about what happens. You're going to be a big part of this team. And they instilled so much confidence in that guy that there's no way you can't tell me that was a huge part of him having success so far this season. And he's come up clutch multiple times. I think he's handled the staff really well. And I think when you talk about, look, people want to give Craig Stammen heck for a lot of stuff, but I think this is what's going to make him really good at what he does is that sense of empowerment. And to your point earlier, like the Schilt staff and before, had zero faith in Luis Campusano. And then you see that faith in him and what he's doing. So I don't think they're ever going to get enough credit for what they've done, at least in this small sample size of him being up this year.
Jake, before you go, do you think we're going to find out at one point that the thing that broke the relationship with Schilt and AJ Preller was his refusal to play Campusano? Refusal about how he did not want it. And Darren, he would not take any advice from the Padres front office because we know there was no bigger champion of Luis Campusano than AJ Preller.
I think it's a microcosm of what was the bigger issue with Mike overall, from what I've heard, is that he was obviously quite stubborn and probably did not trust his staff around him and the people in the front office. And so that's one example of what I think were many examples I've been told about how that kind of went down.
Yeah, I've heard one other thing. I've heard Melvin was worse, from what I understand, with Campusano. So, I mean, I don't know.
Can we not forget though? Like a lot of this was the players too.
Yep.
Like there were players that were like, I don't want to throw to that guy.
Yeah, that's fair too.
That's the difference.
And the
between major
manager's
and
trying to
minors.
win games, and he's got players. Like we
Right.
remember games where Luis Campusano was subbed out of the game because the guys in the bullpen didn't want to throw to him.
Yep.
Maybe because they were free agent upcoming, right?
Yeah.
So don't mess with my money. So it was tricky in there. I know what your guys are saying. You're right about the managers, and a lot can come from a manager.
Yep.
To Jake's point, it's a great point. It's the right point about Stammen showing faith and being open and starting it from day number one. He's going to be our guy. But man, I will tell you, like that scene in Pittsburgh, I don't know that anybody did more damage to Luis Campusano's confidence than Blake Snell. So,
he's also grown up a lot the past 2 years.
Yeah, give him credit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a lot on him. A credit to him as well.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I know Jake has to go. Jake, before you go, do you have any? I'm sorry, that's a picture. That's a picture of Ethan Salas. Do you have any words you want to go ahead and share on your championship?
Oh,
Darren, you won yesterday at Petco Park. No joke.
saw
In
those.
pregame, a celebration of the Padres fantasy camp winners. We know Major Garrett, and there is Jake Garegnani of CBS.
I saw the ring.
Wow.
Wow.
A ring? An actual ring?
Yeah.
We got an actual ring. Hang on one second.
What is it made out of? Candy? They give you actual like a gem?
This is the first time they've done this. They told
This
us
is
because we got
incredible.
to chat with Tom Seidler and some of the folks.
Oh, very
who run
nice.
this thing. And they gave this up. They gave us this ring. How neat is that? Huh?
Look at
Wow.
that.
There you go.
Right.
I mean, I'm not really allowed to be like a fan, so that thing's gonna sit in
Let's see
my
it.
office.
One more time. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see the ring again.
Bring it back out. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Even wearing the jersey yesterday
Wow.
was a little bit of a push for me, but it was cool because like I said, we met some really cool people and some great people out there.
Yeah.
But my one bragging right is we beat Stephen Wood's team in the championship game, so I've got that
Excellent.
up on Woods at least.
Oh,
I
no.
got that going for me,
Oh.
which I know probably boils his blood.
I bet you that does. You know how competitive that guy is in
Oh, I
every
do.
aspect of life. So I'm sure that is something you'll be hearing about for 365 days until
All
he
right,
gets
Jake,
another opportunity.
and one final thing, all right? If the Padres get bounced early in the playoffs this season, now when you go up to Manny Machado and you say, how do you assess your season? And he second guesses you, hey, look, buddy, look at this ring.
Yeah,
That's what you do
I'm
now.
most definitely not going to do that.
You're not going to wear it in the clubhouse? I mean, nobody else in there has a ring.
Oh, wow.
Before I bury myself into a hole that I can't get
Well,
out
Xander
of here.
does.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them.
Mhm.
It was funny. I posted a little video with like mud of us showing off our rings on social media, and I don't know what it is about Dodger fans that can't quite comprehend that this was like a joke and for fun and stuff. They're like, "What ring is like?" All of them up in my comments and my DMs about like, "That's a fake ring." I'm like, "Yeah, 100%, it's a fake ring. It's a fantasy camp." Like, anyways, I thought that was hilarious that the Dodger fans thought to take it upon themselves to bash our fantasy camp championship.
They got
But-
the biggest rabbit ears up there. It's amazing.
Man, don't they? Guys, like tuck them in a little bit, huh?
Tuck your ears in, rabbit.
All right,
So
I got to go
congrats,
work on
Jake.
tattoo
All right,
cream.
Jake,
I
appreciate
got to work on our tattoo bomb, Darren. So we'll
I
get
got
that
you.
going when we get our company
I
rolling.
got you. I'll send it to you.
Great to see you, John, Darren, Marty. Y'all, much love.
Take care, Jake.
care.
See you, Jake. All right, that was good stuff. Jake Garegnani of CBS 8, who is an entrepreneur, and he's going to be
Marty's
launching.
muted a little bit.
Oh, son of a! I'm
Oh,
muted.
No, I can
I am?
hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, he's going to launch his tattoo cream and his hair cream. So there we go. Good stuff.
John, we talked a lot about Salas, but Sungmoon Song also homered. Is that right? Is that what I read
Can't
this,
hear.
this morning?
Uh-oh, he can't hear us.
Oh, so it's on John. It's not on us.
It's John.
Okay. Well, I read that today. Let me see if I can scroll through
He
it.
did hit a home run, and he did hit a home
Perhaps
run.
the biggest positive was delivered by Sungmoon Song, who blasted his first homer of the year.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yep. You got us? I guess not. Oh, well.
no.
Oh,
I can
well.
hear- it's okay. Okay. I guess
I know
John.
you got to go anyway, so.
Yeah. All right. He can't hear us. That's a shame. I did see a picture of that Sungmoon
This is
Song.
the Ted Leitner Award of the day.
I know we should have that. That he tweeted out after the game a picture of like a giant steak and some vegetables. So maybe he's getting some extra protein. Well, good. I do wonder, Darren, as you talk about Sungmoon Song, I wonder how tempted the Padres might be to bring him up, especially if Jake Cronenworth continues to struggle offensively.
Well, I mean, he's hit one home run, so you know.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're getting absolutely nothing from that spot, maybe you do something. I don't know. All right, I'm not sure. Should we say goodbye to Conniff? I'm not sure what's happening here.
Probably.
Right.
Unless we want to hear him just moan while he's trying to connect.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. All right, Darren, listen.
Read Mad Friars, everybody. Read Mad Friars. It's really
if
good
John
stuff.
can, right, John. Right now. All right, real quick, Darren. If John can figure it out, we'll wrap with John Conniff and the rest of the system there. But I know because you're asking about some song. Hey, SCFC home versus LAFC. The good news is they did not win, and they did not lose.
Should have won. Should have won that game. This was on this streak without a win. This was the one that stung the most. This is the one that was easily the most, and you say this stuff in soccer because it's a low scoring sport and you can completely outplay somebody. And if the ball doesn't go in and they clip a goal, it's like that team didn't deserve it. And listen, they're really good and they played a lot of their stars, which is not what I was expecting for sure, based on their schedule and the complaining by the head coach, but they played their stars. So it was really great to see Son Heung-min out there just as an objective observer. But I mean, Denny Bowanga played all 95 minutes of this game, or 105 minutes of this game. But I mean, they deserved better than a draw, and that one really stung. But I'll go into further detail on it because I know everybody's often doing other things. But they played really, really well, and just the LAFC scores when Anibal Godoy is taken off the field for a concussion check. So LAFC is playing a man up, and they score. Probably not a coincidence. And then, after CJ Dos Santos gets kicked in the face and has to be taken out of the game in stoppage time, here comes Duran Ferri, and they score in the 14th minute of stoppage time, which just is like, how did we even get to that point? So again, these are the things that happen when it's not going great. It looked like it was a real turnaround moment, and I still think there's enough there, unless, this just took something out of these guys, but they'll be back at it at Seattle this week. So we'll go into further detail here as the week unfolds.
Okay, good. How does your week look, Darren? Do we want to go ahead and get into any special previews, or do we want to go ahead and wait so we don't jinx what's coming up?
Okay. Well, Adrian is off this week, so I'm going to be calling the game on radio. On Saturday. So yes, myself and Sal Zizzo will be on the call on radio. Yes, excited about that. Do you want me to talk about what the plan is for tomorrow?
Possibly. Sal Zizzo, Patrick Henry High School, right?
Correct.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Good for you,
Henry,
Darren.
UCLA, yeah.
Awesome.
So looking forward to that. Adrian has the Yankees playoffs. Tomorrow the plan, Marty, and this has been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has caught people's attention in our region, but there's a team, professional baseball team south of the border called Tijuana Toros. And on that team, they always have some interesting players. Who's on that team? Franchi Cordero. Remember him?
Wow, I do remember him.
This is a team where they also Randy Arozarena was playing there for a while, right? So every once in a while they catch players on the way up, and they're catching players at different stages of their careers. And they have names. Bartolo Colon was there for a little while.
Yep.
But I'm heading down tomorrow because they signed Justin Turner this offseason. Justin Turner, the longtime Dodger third baseman, Mets player.
Yep.
He's playing down there. So I am heading down to Tijuana on Tuesday night to go and interview Justin Turner, who I saw homered over the weekend, and just talk to him about life and living in the region and, this stage of his career, which I think is really cool that a guy like this is like, I'm going to go play. Like, I'm going to go play in Tijuana and play in the Mexican League and, go have fun with my life.
Is it just straight like love of the game, or is he looking for a shot with another team? Like, hey, maybe there's a team in California that wants to go ahead and kick the tires, looking for some slugs, some third base, some DH, some whatever else.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there have been players. Remember a couple of years ago, Jurickson Profar went down there. They always have some big leaguers, some names that you would recognize on that roster. I'm just dropping a couple of them out there. But I saw that they signed Justin Turner. I was like, I've been dying to get down there forever. And maybe this is the right opportunity. So, yeah, that's the plan. Heading down, little pregame interview, and we'll have that available here, hopefully, for Marty Time TV. And
can't wait. You can borrow my my video mic and all that fun stuff. So it's funny, Darren, because I'm thinking like of all like the all-time recent hated Dodger players that tormented the Padres fans, in San Diego.
Mhm.
Justin Turner is on that list. 100%. Justin Turner, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy. Who am I forgetting? Let's see.
Yeah. Who was that relief pitcher?
Oh, Joe Kelly.
No, that's one of them. Who was the other one that got into it with Manny the COVID year during the postseason?
Brewster
Gratterall. Yeah,
Right.
he was one of them. Muncy is one of those guys, 100%.
But
Yeah, I never
Walker
felt like
Buehler-
Turner was like an instigator and all that. It just was sort of like, God, I hate this guy. You know what I mean? Like, not because he's like, an agitator. I don't think he ever agitated. Yeah, Will Smith's been one of those guys, what he said about Profar a couple of years ago.
Right.
So, yeah, it's always some of them. Something about that uniform, I think it
Mr.
puts you in that space. But I never really looked at Turner and thought, oh, that guy, can't stand him. Maybe other people felt that way. I felt like there were way more hateable, punchable faces on that team.
I don't know. He had a pretty punchable face, but I know what you're saying.
I don't know. Well, it's hopefully he's not listening to this. But I think it's kind of cool that the guy who's a Southern California guy is like, I'm not ready to hang it up yet. I love playing. Yeah. He's probably made enough money. He doesn't need to do this. He wants to do it. And I think that's 100%. Kind of a cool thing. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm about it.
I wouldn't say Corey Seager. Corey Seager just didn't say anything. He was just quiet, just mashed. All right, Darren, let's see. One question. Matt Camp. Let's see. There was a question. All right, Darren, you want to answer this one question from Johnny? Does Darren prefer the Hawkeye Mandalorian or the Hawkeye Han Solo? I haven't even watched the Han Solo. I didn't want to watch it because I didn't think no one should recreate the role that only Harrison Ford should have. So I will never watch it, even though I heard.
I went and saw that at the Hollywood debut up in Los Angeles. I got invited to that somehow from our friend Barry Axelrod. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
I didn't think it was bad, but I understand your position on that. So I won't argue. I don't know that it was a great movie, but it was watchable. It was watchable. So I'm going to say probably Hot Guy Mandalorian.
Okay.
Although that series I didn't love either, but I do like the most recent series.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I never felt that way. I mean, Turner just didn't bug me as much as some of these other guys. I thought, hey guys, I'm trying to get this interview. Leave it alone.
Love that guy. Great guy. Padres.
I love that beard. Grow the beard back, man. I mean, that thing, it would look great.
You have your Espanol ready to go because he's fluent, right?
I saw his introductory video and I was very impressed.
Good.
I mean, it's easy to impress me. Mi Espanol is basura.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. It always seems like it's such a good vibe down there, good energy. Yeah. So I've been meaning to get down there literally for years. I think people know how often I go down to watch Cholos play. So, from this standpoint, it's an opportunity to go and check out the baseball vibe.
Wait a second. What time are you going tomorrow?
I don't know exactly. I still gotta coordinate the final details.
I might have an idea. I'll tell you about it. We should probably wrap before the banking starts again, Darren. Wait, is John? I see John. Let's go ahead and closing comments from John Conniff before we wrap this thing up. All right, hang on 1 second. Let's see if this is going to work. John, can you hear us?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. That was kind of a way just to say goodbye. Just boom, out. So I wasn't sure.
That's the way Marty says goodbye to all of her guests. She just pretends like she can't hear them.
No, I like all the stuff on Frenchie Cordero and Justin Turner. I thought that was really interesting.
Does he have a punchable face? Did you find him to be one of the more objectionable Dodgers in his time?
Yeah, Turner was. Yeah, I would say.
Not as much as Muncy, though. Muncy's the worst.
No, Muncy's worse. But, Turner's kind of an interesting guy is that that shows how the Dodgers run like a corporation. He was a huge part of the clubhouse, and Friedman comes and said, hey, we love him, but it's time to move on to someone else. And that's kind of why they win a lot of times.
Yeah, they don't get attached to people for 10, 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we will.
John, we were talking before when you signed off the first time. We were going through Sun Myung's song. Tell us a little bit. Homeward, I know we're just kind of early on here, but any early reports from what you've heard or what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice player, but there's a lot of people in El Paso who are probably better choices to come up and help the team. I mean, the slug isn't really there in El Paso yet. The home run, I think, is our our sabermetrically savvy new writer Clark Fernhold pointed out was at 94 miles per hour in Albuquerque, which makes El Paso look like Candlestick Park. So, yeah, I mean, he's got a ways to go.
Okay.
I mean,
So he's not ready to replace Jake Cronenworth tomorrow because people are fed up with Cronenworth.
Well, Samad Taylor is having a good year down there too. He's 27. He's hitting about 330. He's fourth in the PCL and OPS, but no, I don't think he's going to replace Jake Cronenworth.
Okay. People are, Jake's the whipping boy right now.
Yeah.
Darren's calling me out right there. Did you say Clark Fernhold's a new writer for Matt Friars?
He's really good.
Right, he's really good. I met him in the press box a little while ago. He's good for him. That's awesome.
Really
he's
great
a good guy. He
Yeah.
writes for the San Diego Union Tribune a little bit, and he just got a job with doing some work with MLB. So he's really talented. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
He's a good guy. I'm surprised we weren't talking about Brian Balzer. I thought Marty would want to talk about him.
We could. I mean, right now.
Marty got frozen
Now
right when we were talking about Brian Balzer, who is, when she comes back, he's a Japanese-American pitcher with the Lake Elsinore Storm. And he is, had kind of a rough year last year, but he's really turned on this year. He's one of the leaders in the team in strikeouts. He's worked with Yu Darvish a lot, and he's someone really to keep an eye on. He's pretty young, and the Padres, signed him out of a Japanese high school. Wasn't even mainly a pitcher. It was pretty much a first baseman and outfielder. And that's the one prospect Marty's going to hug on.
No, she's hugging on Salas pretty well, too.
I am.
Yeah,
All right.
It's going to be worse with Balzer if he comes up.
Okay, good. I'm on that. I need to go back. I had a great time in Lake Elsinore a couple weeks ago watching Lucas Giolito. I need to get up there to go ahead and meet Balzer. Got to do that. All right, John Conniff, thank you for your time, guys. It's getting louder upstairs, so I need to. Something's going on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
So-
As always, hope you have a good day.
Thank you for having me, Marty, as well.
But that's
Sorry,
all
I was
right.
late. My wife's flight was delayed, so.
Oh my gosh.
John,
All
you ever
right.
go to New Zealand? My wife's on her way to New Zealand. What kind of advice can I give her?
I was supposed to have a case where I was going to go to New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. People like it more than Australia. A really long flight, man. It's about
16 hours.
Yeah, I get one coming up for 28, so she doesn't have my sympathy on that. So it's a long flight. In
She
COVID.
bought compression socks so she could avoid the deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
Marty, what do you know about deep vein thrombosis?
I know nothing, but I'll tell you this. My sister and her husband, Rachel and Jack, have been to New Zealand because they went there on vacation a couple of years ago, and they went to where like all the filming was done for Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Beautiful
yes,
country.
she's
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, my wife's
Spectacular.
not a nerd, so she won't appreciate that. Goodbye, everybody.
Well, everybody. All right. Thanks for your time. Thanks to John Conniff. Thanks to Jake Garegnani of CBS. Thanks to D. Smith Show. I am Marty Caswell. Thanks for watching Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Have a great day. The banking is stopped. We'll talk to you tomorrow with AJ Cassavell. Peace out, guys. And may the 4th be with you. There's been like a lot of turmoil the past since Peter passed. Is there like a sense of closure for you that this chapter's over and you guys are now moving on to a new one?
Definitely for sure. I think everybody in here, honestly, the clubhouse, we're not really, those are things that are out of our control. We can't control those things. We can go out there and play some good baseball like we've been doing, and we're going to continue to do that. I think our goal is to do that, but to definitely know that we have a future ahead of us and not just a little running out of words here, but just knowing that we have a future ahead of us and know what a game plan could be, is motivating.